Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. This is the time of quietude in Olympia, of course, without the state shirkers. However, I did drive by when I was not filming the other day and saw that at our little Burning Man downtown, there was a lot of wood. Like, there was a huge amount of wood. More than just wood, like bigger than pallets, really, like building materials, and I just found that quite interesting. There is hostility down there a bit, but okay, there it is. If you can see that, there's a sort of a large tent that's been put up. So once again, with the progressive left towns, it's the opposite of what it says it is. I'm not saying this as anything against people that have gone through hardships or homelessness or anything. My God, I've totally been on both sides of the fence, really, in life, and I know many have. But this is really about the fact that as taxpayers, we are forced to pay code enforcement. There was a code enforcement guy down here, but all he was doing was really trying to bully me to not film people. So really what he was or is a video bully officer, you know. And I think that we've kind of had enough, that there is enough is enough of this globalist ridiculousness that does not have to be. Once again, I keep telling everyone, I was here as a kid and there was never anything like this, or even like in LA when I was a kid, you didn't have this kind of thing going on, you know. So this is a kind of new, and it's created. It's wholly manufactured, and it's rather interesting to see. Now, there are some people that are sort of dressed in black and red behind and around me. One has like a clipboard or something. So they might be kind of part of the college and part of this sort of activism that goes on with their patrols to make sure. Now, you know, Trump kind of pulled a fast one. He pulled a New York City fast one and put 3 anti-sanctuary city, IEI, kind of anti-traitor people on the Ninth Judicial Circuit just a couple of days ago. So that's interesting. Now this guy's going to act like he owns the place. He's actually was coming up to me, and it's like, hey, if you're in public property or railroad property or whatever it is, you know, once again, I don't know if you've seen the woman directing traffic in Portland, or the gnome, as they say. It's this kind of bundled up thing. And she's yelling at drivers like they're insane, and she's the sane one saying, we're directing traffic. And the police stood down, you know. The police stood down and allowed that to happen like they are here. But I don't think it's going to be forever. I feel like you know, now that there's a new Ninth Circuit coming up, and now that, you know, Hildebeest, you know, unfortunately for herself said, like, the baddest child at the daycare, I'm not going to be good until you do what I say. You know, that's it. And, you know, let's keep up the fight, because it's got to happen. That's what globalism ultimately leads to. I was here before it was all ranchers and rancher families and Boeing engineers. There was no one with any sort of time for that kind of belligerence or nonsense. How did you like how he came up to me? That really was my experience at Evergreen. It was always someone coming up to me to tell me something, right? You know, it's interesting how they're like that. I took the doggy out for a walk this morning, and one was trying to tell me, you know, that their dog had problems and I needed to walk my dog that way instead of that way. And I just remembered like Chicago in the 70s when people walked their dog, they just walked their dog. It wasn't like this weird, bizarre, huge ordeal, overwhelming. I feel like all these kids need to get sent to North Korea for a long time. Send the North Korean prisoners here. If you want to do refugees, at least do a switch. You know, then, you know, send them all of our Antifa. Send all our Antifa to North Korea and send the North Korean prisoners here. And I think that that might at least wake them up a little bit to the fact that we are no longer going to hand out cupcakes in the daycare. And anyway, take great care, everybody. You are all best. Bye.